Welcome to episode 2 of Meta Unmasked. We are your hosts, Josh and Jaden, the beautiful Jaden. How are you today, brother?
Good, bro. How are you?
Fantastic. Today we're going to be talking about the NFT play to earn game, PEGAXY.
Yeah.
Absolutely the hottest game right now from my perspective.
Yeah.
I haven't heard anything else kind of trumping it. So we're going to talk about it. It's hot. It's new.
Yeah.
People are making money. It's engaging. It is growing. And I haven't seen a game, not I've been into games a lot, but I haven't seen a game evolve as much as this one has.
Nah.
The development team behind the scenes are absolutely insane. So we're going to get into it. In the last episode, we kind of brushed over it, saying it's something that we're investing in.
Yeah.
And I guess we're going to go into depth about, how you started, how much money you put into it, what you expected compared to the reality of the money you made back as ROI. So, bro, what's your take on PEGAXY? And let's just start a bit of a discussion here.
Yeah. Well, first thing, I think what a lot of people that are watching, they are listening because they want to know how to get in and how to set up and everything. So just want to say we will release something to you guys that will be like a step-by-step guide.
100%.
Because obviously, basically, if you've never bought crypto or never bought an NFT before, you don't understand how you sort of get money from one account to the other and how to actually purchase that.
Or cash it out.
Yeah, or cash it out, everything like that. So you got to set up a crypto wallet and then a MetaMask wallet, and then you've also got to set up either Ethereum mainnet or Matic mainnet for a game like PEGAXY. So just stay tuned for that if you're sort of not sure, or you can just research it yourself if you like. But yeah, obviously, so back on track now. So obviously PEGAXY, we're both heavily invested.
I do it full time.
Yeah. Pretty heavily invested. So obviously, let's sort of like run over sort of PEGAXY. I'm going to do the full 180, flip it back on you. So with PEGAXY, sort of
sick.
Yeah,
man.
Yeah, pressure's on.
All right.
So how do you? So obviously, there's two ways that you sort of earn in. So it's play to earn game. There's two ways that you sort of earn from I guess an investor's standpoint. So obviously, renting out your Pega and obviously breeding them, or I guess a combination of the two. So what's your tactic with sort of PEGAXY? How do you sort of attack it? What have you sort of learned? Like, what did you start doing when you first got in? And what are you doing now? Why did you change?
Yeah, cool. So when I first got in, I didn't know too much, and I guess that's kind of on the standpoint of a lot of people watching right now. So I didn't know too much. I was kind of just going off the information that was out there. I didn't do too much research because our common friend Corey's in it, so I kind of just followed him and just got into it just to support him. And then obviously I learnt the tokenomics, the economics of the game. I did invest money that I had in another kind of project. I took the earnings off that. I bought Pega. So my main focus, if you were to, like you asked, what was my goal? My goal was to buy as much Pega, which are essentially the horses inside the game, and just to stack as many as I could because everyone was talking about Viz, which is the coin that you earn in the game and that you can transfer for real money. So logically, I'm like, well, the more horses I have, they earn roughly around 350 to 500 Viz a day. So I'm like, cool. If I times that by 50 Pega, I get this amount of money. So going into it, it was get as many horses as you can. But mind you, I did get in when it was very, very cheap. I remember Corey saying, "Hey man, look at this horse, which is a founding, which is the rarest horse you can get." And there were only 800 US. Now I think the cheapest founding horse right now is at about 16,000 USD. So mind you, everything else, but there wasn't paces and all that because they were still early breeds. So there wasn't even legendaries or nothing. They were just pretty much all founding and legendaries back then.
So on that, sorry, so for the people watching and listening, so obviously PEGAXY is the game. Within PEGAXY, there's four main types, or four main breeds. So Hoz, Campana, Clin, and Zan. So that's most rare to least rare.
Correct.
Within that, so you're talking about founding. Founding is basically the ones that sort of got released with the game.
The minted.
Minted ones. And then sort of as you breed, it goes down. So say you breed two founding, you get I think legendary.
Correct.
And it goes like epic, rare.
Don't act like you don't know, bro.
I get lost now. I'm just dealing with...
You're looking at me like you're interviewing me, bro. You know very well the cycle.
Yeah. So obviously, as you breed, it goes down all the way to Pacer. Pacer is the very lowest one. So
and
if
you can breed Pacers as much as you want.
If you breed two Pacers, obviously, you're just going to get a Pacer.
Forever.
So, yeah.
Yep. So So a lot of people did stack up on the foundings and then
Yeah.
they worked their way down, which back then to what we are now in the market, they could have made much more money right now because like
Yeah,
everything's going for so expensive. So I got as many horses. I was just buying anything really. Obviously they were cheap enough. So yeah, I was just gaining viz.
Yeah.
And the first 2 weeks breeding was free.
Yeah.
So a lot of people were establishing their stables, making as much PEGA as they can to essentially make as much viz farm as they can.
Yeah.
And then from there I learned, obviously the market kind of had a peak. So it peaked at an all-time high of
When I got
16
in.
cents. Yeah,
Literally the day I got
the
in.
day you got in was the day that it just exploded. I was like, wow, like this could be a new benchmark, but it crashed straight
was
after
not
you
the
bought.
benchmark.
I think you bought, then it crashed, and I
Yeah.
didn't even feel bad because, anyway. So, so breeding, it became from viz farming to gain as much viz because I look at it like this. Anyone that's going to go and invest, they want to look at their ROI within weekly, essentially. Or daily. So, okay, I was making 350 USD a day.
Yeah.
And that's with 15 horses,
Yeah.
right? And that's when viz was at like 6 cents or something.
Yeah.
And I was like, cool. That's cool because now I know that in 15 days, which is the unlock. So viz, the clock starts from essentially when you start playing.
Link your account,
As soon as you link your account, you got 15 days until you can release those funds. So I was like, cool, I'm making X amount, and every 15 days, I basically had a wage, which then later on we'll talk about. Like I actually stopped working essentially in my company, and I'm doing this full time. Crazy, digital horses changes your life. Anyway, so I was like, cool, I'm making this much money.
Yeah.
But then I was like, all right, I kind of need turnover now because I can't wait 15 days. You know,
You get you get a little bit impatient. Like I remember when I first got in, like all the cooldowns and stuff. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, sucks, bro. Yeah.
You checking back. I remember logging back in. Like I'd check my cooldown, I'd sort of log out, and then I'd like check an hour later, just in case like the cooldown like glitched and just reset to zero. Like, ooh. But like I just keep logging back in and just watching my cooldown just go down by the same amount of time between.
I guess that's the gambling aspect of it. Like it's obviously it's not a gambling thing.
Yeah.
But it's like, but obviously that cooldown is not made to make people throw money. It's made obviously to preserve the economic of the game and make sure it doesn't crash.
Yeah.
So I kind of turned to, okay, breeding. So if I can make 2 of the horses that I bought at the start, I can breed a baby. That baby's now selling. I think back then they were like 800 USD. So I was like, cool, I'll breed like 5 horses and then I'll sell 2.
Yeah.
So if I sold 2 of those, that's 1600 USD a week, which is crazy, man. Like you think of it, that's money. Like
That's
obviously
good money.
now we're way ahead of that, but getting into it, like that's crazy money. And I think we still need to respect that low amount of money because it's money. You know? We kind of just we're a bit desensitized. I think.
Because now for those watching that don't know, so the prices now for one is about 2,500 USD. So we're talking like you sell 2 for like
5 Gs.
Yeah. But at the time, sort of 1,600 USD, you're stoked. But now
it's crazy. Now it's like we're getting paid out like 70K USD, and it's like, oh, I might just put 20,000 USD in here and that. It's scary how much of a game you treat real money like a game.
Yeah, fully.
And I think if you get into it, you have to be careful because once it's all inside the game kind of structure, you need to know that it's real money. And if you're going to throw real money in investing here and investing there, it's real money, man. Like
100%.
That money, if you take it out, can change your life. So don't get caught up so much in a game unless you actually understand how it works. Anyway, so I changed to breeding. I was like, all right, cool. I bred like 4 horses or 5 horses. I sold 2. I was like, that's cool for me this week. Like I've made money. And I remember telling my wife, I was like, babe, man, we made $1,600 US. And I think at this point, she's like, you're full of crap because like she trusts me. But when you're saying you're making money, like you bred a horse, like I was my wife's hero, bro, once upon a time. Now she thinks I'm a retard. Like I'm breeding.
There's that thing. You feel like it's like... Like it feels like it shouldn't be. It feels like a scam almost.
Yeah, it does.
It does feel like a scam.
It's that big saying where it's like, if it's too good to be true, it probably is.
Yeah, fully.
It's true, bro. Like, so my wife's like, yeah, whatever, cool. Anyway, so it wasn't until I cashed out my first. It was like 10K AUD. And I was like, babe, look at the account. She's like, oh. All of a sudden, mate, she's researching, bro. She's like on YouTube, bro. She's like, are these horses legit?
I wish I did that. I just sort of dove straight in, like bought at all-time high. Days later, crashes to like almost all-time low.
Yeah. But that's good, right? I'm going to use that as a segue. So obviously So yeah, and since then my breeding back then was like 5. Now I'm at like 10.
Yeah.
And I don't even sell anymore because I make enough viz just to cash out every 15 days, and it's fine. So going into it, obviously from your perspective, you started different. I started pretty much at launch. You started at a high.
I think 2 weeks later. 2
weeks later. And then it crashed at a low. But it wasn't really a crash because it's so new. We kind of just thought that's the way it was supposed to go.
Yeah, well, sort of like, so obviously I just got in. I sort of didn't do a whole lot of research. I was like, this just looks sick. I'm keen. I guess there was like a bit of not FOMO.
Nah, there was, bro.
I don't know. Yeah, but it wasn't like. I feel like that's the wrong word to use for it. But I just wanted to get involved. I was like, fuck it, let's go.
Yeah.
So I bought 2 all-time high prices, crashes down. But then I sort of.
But in between that, you made a bit.
Yeah, if I had sold like that next sort of hour, I would have made a little bit. But then like on that second hour, plummeted.
You're talking
plummeted.
Oh, wow, bro.
But
yeah.
So I guess you just got to roll with the. I guess there's sort of a lesson in that. Even though I got in at all-time high, it crashed to all-time low.
Sure.
It took me about 2 weeks or so to make my initial investment back.
That's crazy, man.
So I guess there's sort of a lesson that even though, so for those people that are sort of watching, and I guess right now the prices are pretty high, like I said, it's around $2,500 USD for one. To start off, you basically need two. You need male, female, correct. 0 out of 7 breeds, so you can breed them through. We'll touch on that a little bit later. But it's still in that space. I still managed to make money back within the first sort of 14
That's
days.
big, bro.
Yeah.
Because you think about it, and I guess this is where it deciphers crypto to NFT, right?
Yeah.
Because a lot of people are like, oh, the crypto world's going down, everything's crashing, Bitcoin, whatever, different. Right? But even my cousin, who's quite a big investor, he's like, but how does PGX, which is the governance token, and Viz keep going up? I'm like, well, it's its own economy.
Yeah, it's
and
not
I think,
like,
I think moving forward, a lot of these projects build the community, which then fund itself. We can see them spike when everything else is going down.
Yeah.
I kind of want to ask you a question. Like, would you recommend people right now in this market? It is a little bit high. It is starting to drop a little bit, starting to correct. But would you encourage people to get in? And I know Corey doesn't like this question because he likes to be very like, hey man, don't do it.
Yeah, just
like,
in case.
Like he likes to just be protective. But but people that we just want to send it. Would you encourage them to get in and tell a bit about how much money you've kind of made back? Yeah, right now.
So right now, probably. Because
what's the date today?
Like whatever the.
Oh, we only we recorded this on a Sunday, so it's Monday. So,
true.
It's the same thing.
So as of right now, I would like so. We spoke basically on so there's 15-day unlocks. The reason for that is obviously, so when you rent your Pega out, if it wins, Viz is the coin that's created. So if you come first, second or third, you get given this coin. So that the game creates this coin called Viz.
It's a utility token.
Yeah, you get your sort of winnings.
Yep.
And after so your horses they can race 25 times a day. After 15 days, you can cash out your earnings. So you get the little button unlocks, you can click it, you get that Viz into your account, and then so that's also the token that you use for sort of breeding and things like that. So a few days ago was when sort of the unlock happened, and around that time is when things are pretty volatile because there's obviously so basically a lot of people started on day 0 or like day 1. And so there's a lot of people that are on that sort of 15-day same cycle. So around those 15 days, things are pretty volatile.
Up and down,
So I would probably be hesitant if you had have asked me sort of 2-3 days ago. I would have said maybe wait because prices were around that 3,000 USD mark because sort of everything sort of runs in sort of the prices of Pega and the prices of Viz sort of correlate. Like as correct. One goes down, the other one sort of goes 100% down.
100% mirror.
So sort of, and sometimes yesterday they were a little bit off, but eventually they sort of even out. So right now I would say yes. And then basically all you have to do is to basically make your money back. So you buy male, female. So say right now it's about 2,500. You buy male, female, so $5,000 total US. So your breeding costs, so from a 0 to a 1, your breeding cost is going to be about 800 US, 600 US probably.
800, I think. Oh no, now it'll be about 600.
So you get your 2, you breed, you put in 600 US. You can sell that baby for $2,500
instantly. Instantly. Pretty much like 8 hours.
And then so with what we've done, so we bought in Hoz paces, which basically attributes of a Hoz is you can breed within 24 hours once that initial. So you breed it, you have to wait 4 days. After that 4 days cooldown is over, you can breed back to back to back within 24 hours. So
potential's huge.
Yeah. So
it
basically,
snowballs.
Yeah. So basically, as long as you can sort of buy 2, wait for because they'll obviously be on cooldown because can't really get them off cooldown, otherwise they're more expensive. So 2.5 grand each. You breed, you put in 600 USD, you get a baby, you can sell that for 2.5 grand. That covers one parent.
Yep.
And then you obviously sell. You go again. That covers your other parent.
You make like 1,500. Pretty much like $1,600, $1,700 per breed.
Yeah,
which
roughly. Depending on
yeah.
obviously, yeah. So and for those listening at home, so a Pega can breed 7 times. Basically, each time you breed, the breeding costs doubles.
The price goes up.
The price of
doubles,
breeding doubles. So say the first one's going to be 600, the second one's going to be 1,200, the third one's going to be 1,800, and so on. So eventually it becomes a point where it's like diminishing. It's not worth doing that next breed. You may as well just buy one straight off the marketplace. So
I think that's important because when I first started, you were in this era as well. We were breeding 1, 2, 3, and 4. So the fourth, so like 1, 2, and 3 breeds were profitable. And you can either sell them or keep them. Money was huge, man. Like it was good. We're making money because, and this is crazy because you can offset the 4 breeds back then, but we can only do 2 breeds now. So the profit is pretty much almost the same because we're getting 2 fresh pairs when price is cheap, right? So when I started, it was like you could breed 4, and the 4th one there was only about 600. And see, I say this, but it's like only 600 USD profit. Right, but that's a lot of flipping money, man.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or there was only like a small profit back then, but now it's like so expensive that you can only do 2. So,
but you're still making on that too. You can still make stacks.
Correct. Yeah, you make stacks. But what I'm saying is the way this game is structured, that I feel like even if it goes bearish, where the price of Viz kind of plummets, you can go back and rebreed all like the 2 out of 7s and all the 3 out of 7s, and kind of rebreed them again, and then make that full profit. You know what I mean? So So whether the market is kind of down or up, there's definitely different game plans and game structures you can apply, which blows me away, man. Because a lot of games are only like, while it's pumping, you can make money, but when it's down, you kind of got to hodl and you just race. You know what I mean? This game is so. The game itself is volatile. Like it's got so many facets on it of the diamond that you can play from different angles. So. How much money did you chuck in at the start?
7,000
AUD.
Gs.
And you made that back?
Within so obviously lost it all thanks to you the first day.
You didn't lose it.
No, I didn't lose
You're rich, bro.
No, I got in 7,000 AUD.
Yeah.
Made that back within probably like 10 days-ish.
Huge, bro. Wow.
But... yeah, so that's mostly through breeding, but to be honest, at the time I didn't really have much of a tactic. Like you were saying, at the start, the sort of tactic was almost to build up enough Pega that you could just sort of log in every 15 days, cash out your Viz into AUD, put it in your bank, and you sort of like...
Bob's your uncle.
Yeah, what's the word for it? Where you like don't work? Passive income.
Oh,
you just build enough. Yeah,
I was gonna say lazy, but they're passive income. So
like that's sort of what we sort of modeled off. You were like, if you just stack it, say this is how much you get for 1 peg, this is how much you get for 10. If you breed that 10 and you get 100, this is what you can cash out.
That's right.
That was sort of the goal. But yeah, since then sort of switched over to more so like the breeding model.
Which is more instant cash, cash rich, like. You could honestly, there could have been a day where you done like 4 breeds. Yeah, that's like over 10,000. You know what I mean? 10,000 USD, and it's crazy because you can just sell that and make 10,000 USD and it not affect your cash flow, your Viz flow because you've got so many horses already. So,
but going back to your question, so 7,000 AUD.
Yep.
I sort of like not accidentally made it back, but I basically waited for I just played the game. So the cooldowns ended, sort of bred, had the market went down, then it went back up a little bit. And I sort of sold, and then I bred again, sold, and sort of all of a sudden
you're hustling.
Yeah, just like playing the game, sort of. And I think that's the biggest thing is obviously like when I first got in, I didn't really have a tactic. I didn't really know what the game was about. Didn't really know about the economics of the game.
Sure.
And then sort of, I just learnt by playing. Like you learn all the different breed
Correct,
types. You
yeah.
learn, Hoz is the most rare. Zan's I guess the prices are sort of similar at the moment. But in theory, Zan's the least rare.
Yeah.
And yeah, sort of all the breeding costs and everything like that, and how to swap between currencies, and you sort of, have to learn.
Yeah.
But yeah, I sort of not accidentally, but I just sort of played the game, and then 10 days later, I was like, oh wow, I made my money back.
Yeah,
and I was
yeah.
like, holy shit.
That's
and
right.
I had the moment I was like, wow. And then you got me onto the tactic of the Hoz paces, which is basically you can breed. Once that initial cooldown is done, you can breed back to back to back.
Sorry, I just thought it was important because last time you kind of brushed over it. So if you do buy anything lower than a Clin, which is like the third, so if you buy a Clin or a Zan, like you're waiting 3 and 4 days every breed.
Yeah.
So the income is actually like the passive income is much more slower.
Yeah.
So I actually met someone in the Discord. He had like 100 pairs of Hoz paces.
Oh wow.
And he was like, I could cash out 50,000 USD every day for like 6 or 7 days.
Yeah.
And he goes, then I'll have to breed them all again. And when he told me this, I was like, I don't believe you, bro. He sent me a screenshot. And I'm like, I've done this all wrong because we got onto it. Like we didn't know. And there's still stuff we don't know.
Yeah.
And we're always going to learn. So I'm like, man, we've got to get onto these Hoz paces because if breeding is what's going to grow the fastest thing, like we need to do it. And we bought in lower ones. So it's actually my fault.
It was your fault, yeah.
But we shifted and now we're like breeding every day. Like you can get to a point where you breed every day and you can actually create yourself a job.
Yeah, sort of.
Yeah,
well,
like
sales job. Sales job, I guess.
Yeah. So I think that's super powerful. So So it's not too late to get in.
Yeah.
Let's kind of keep some type of structure to this.
Yeah.
It's not too late to get in. The worst thing that can happen is if you decide to get in and then you want to sell and it's low, like obviously that's not going to work. But if you keep that Pega and then you use your unlock and then you breed, it's pretty much a free breed because you're getting that for free.
Yeah.
You're getting the Viz for free, then you breed, then you sell that. So there's a lot of way to do it. So it's not too late to get in. The minimum buy-in at this stage.
High. It's probably close to 10,000 AUD.
Yeah, I would say a bit less now just because it's like slowly going down. But I think you'd be safe with 8,000 AUD.
Yeah.
And don't look at it as, oh my gosh, like if you've got the money to lose, definitely go for it.
Yeah.
Obviously, this is not for everyone.
Yeah, if you've got $1,000 in your bank and you're like, fuck, I want to I want a new car.
Yeah.
I'm going to turn this 1,000 into fucking 50,000.
Yeah. Don't do that. Yeah. There's the casino. You go to the casino, all in black.
Yeah. Don't do that either.
Nah, black's good.
Go to work.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. But yeah, obviously, the initial risk, I think, to go broader on sort of what you're saying is, so more specific on what you're saying, is the risk is sort of when you get in, you basically got a 3 or 4 day cooldown window where the peggers that you buy are on cooldown, you can't breed with them. So as long as the market for 4 days, so as long as the market doesn't plummet to zero in the next 4 days until you can do, that first breed, then you do your second breed, and then you're basically even because you've got two baby peggers there that are worth, your initial investment. You've got 2 parents now that are 2 out of 7.
Yeah.
And so you're up. And then sort of once so that's 4 days in, 5 days in, 6 days in. And then once you make it to 15, they're all renting out and you're sort of earning your Viz back. Once you get that first unlock, and then you're good. Then you get like, 3, 4, not free breeds, but you can, use that Viz that you've earned, that your peggers, won, and you can get a few free breeds if you want to call it.
Yeah, it's free.
And then
it's legit free. Away. It's free money. And the thing that's so good about this, it sounds like a scam. But like essentially your horses race, they earn the coin when the coin unlocks. Now this is where it's important as well because a lot of people, they will go, oh cool, I've got like 30,000 Viz, I'm going to cash that out now. But essentially 30,000 Viz can get you like 3 breeds essentially, which then those breeds sell for 2,500 USD each.
Yeah.
Where you could only sell 30,000 Viz for much lower than that.
Yeah.
So it's the only logical thing to do where you're like, cool, I'm just going to breed this and then sell it straight away.
Yeah.
So I could confidently say if you invested right now, it would be very difficult for you not to make your return on investment back within a month. Like you will make it back within a month regardless.
Yeah.
Where people are like in crypto, they're happy to wait years. But like
Yeah,
this,
it's more of a slow thing.
it's more slow. But
yeah, if you want a slow return and you don't want to do much, like would probably recommend crypto instead.
yeah, 100%.
Like if you just want a slow return.
If you want to put money in, yeah, definitely do like an individual token. But if you want to make fast money, which is weird, but we've made fast money. What are you doing, bro?
Slow return in crypto.
Hey? No. What I'm meaning is
Again, it's crazy that how everyone's perspective has changed. Because you compare that to like traditional investing, which is you shoot for what, like 5% a year.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah, okay. Yeah, but yeah. You're right.
Yeah.
Can we keep this on?
Yeah, we can keep that on.
He's interrupted.
But yeah.
You're lucky your biceps are 3 times the size of my head, mate. I'll smash it right now.
Like if you're after slow money, like if you're after the safer, slower alternative, go crypto. And I'm just like,
Yeah, but we mean
I think so.
Compared to the game, yeah, there's massive money in crypto.
Yeah.
context, exactly.
Yeah.
Context,
If we were to compare it to this game, where tonight I can go home, and this is no word of a lie, I can go home and make 20,000 USD like that.
Yeah.
And that's no word of a lie. And you know that's real.
Oh, 100%.
You could go on and make 10,000 USD right now.
To put things in context, so I have a friend of mine. He gave me 50,000 AUD. So this
is good.
About a month ago. So I thought. So I've done it on a smaller scale. I bought 2, and I bought the third most. I bought a clean, I think Epic or something.
Yeah.
I did it wrong.
2.2.
Did it wrong.
2.2.
All-time high prices, thanks to Josh.
That's good.
Thank you. And so we've basically
humble.
Yeah. So I basically played for another couple of weeks. Sort of figured out our sort of structure on how we want to sort of play this game. So he's given me 50,000 Australian, which is 35. So I find it easier to talk in USD because that's what the game sort of. So with that 50,000 AUD is 35k USD. So basically,
you scammed him, bro. It's more. No, it's not. It's 35.
So basically, we got his 50k back within, I think it was within 5-6 days. That's his initial investment, and then so you project forward after sort of a week, sort of 14 days ish. We turn that 50k AUD into about 110, 120 AUD. But so we bought in at 850 USD per.
I can't believe, bro.
So we got in a good time. Context where it's needed. We got in a good time. 850 USD per PEGA. So obviously a pair is 1700 US.
Good.
Now it's gone up to sort of 2,500 USD for one. So we did get in a good time. But within, just to sort of put things in perspective for those they don't really believe in it or whatever. He literally transferred it to me. 50,000 AUD. It's
crazy.
We turned that into, and if we sold everything right now, we'd be nearly we're about a month in. We'd be probably I don't know, close to 150k up.
Crazy.
After only a couple of weeks.
But is that after taking the 50 Gs out?
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
crazy.
So first thing, we got his initial investment back within sort of just under a week, and then sort of from there it was all playing off, just playing the game, sort of scaling it, renting the PEGA out, earning viz. Burning that viz back, breeding, all that kind of stuff, just expanding the PEGA, selling the parents, which is another tactic that we sort of adapted.
I love selling parents.
Yeah, selling parents is the best.
Selling parents is sick.
But yeah, so just to put things in perspective for those that are sort of I didn't know myself, because I obviously, like I said, did it on a smaller scale. I bought 2 parents and sort of did it the slow way. I was it made sense to do on a big scale, but then I'd never actually seen it done, never heard of it being done. Obviously it had been, but I just don't talk to everyone.
And it's too good to be true as well until you actually do it. Because it's that's big money. I don't know if it's real though. How real is this? Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's another thing. I sort of touched on it in the last episode, is that a lot of people are is it real money though? It's 100%. You can just convert it. You can take your $50 Australian, you can go to the little shops at the shopping center and you can change that for USD. It's the exact same, but you just do it on your computer. You earn this viz, you can turn that viz into USDT, which equals 1 USD, and then you can transfer that to your bank. It's just all exchanging.
It's real.
Yeah. So I don't know really where I was going with that.
Well, in saying that, the game has just kicked off. I think we're 9 weeks in. I think we're just over 2 months since launch. Obviously it's new, it's volatile. People are going to make money. That's why I'm making the most of it. I just cashed out the other day. I don't do that, but I'm just going to cash all this out and just do 2 weeks of nothing Sorry, 15 days of nothing.
Yeah.
Which is 2 weeks, hey? Yeah.
Yeah,
Going
roughly.
crazy. Roughly 2 days. Roughly a week.
Come on.
Sorry, bro.
Get it together.
Yeah.
We're live, right?
Bro, that pre-workout's cooking me. So
You took it out after, so you're going to
I took it out. So that's right. So it's at that point now where I'm like, okay, it's got to correct. This will correct. This game that is so volatile. It's going up and down. People are making money. It's so cool. There's a lot of people coming into it, but I know and I'm waiting for this massive correction to happen, which is not a bad thing. Which
No, I
just
think
means
it's
more
good.
stability.
Yeah.
Because-
Longevity of the game.
That's right. Because right now, as like the last 4 or 5 days, man, it's had no down. Like it's just peaking up like crazy.
Yeah.
And I can't even do my gameplay because I'm not going to go and spend, what used to cost me 600 USD. Now it's costing me like 1,200 to breed.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I need it. I kind of want it to correct to a place where I'm like, cool, it's going to be like this for a couple of months. Okay, cool. Now I can implement my game plan.
Yeah.
Where a lot of people are buying in at the high, which is fine because they're still making money.
Yeah.
But then once you're in it for for more than a week, you're crying out for stability.
Yeah, you got to play the game. And you got to play the market as well. And I think as you sort of progress through, I think at the start it's all sort of like, I just want as many horses as possible. I'm going to breed. I'm going to keep all my babies and everything like that. But if you're not sort of taking out some sort of thing as you go, whether you're, whether you take it into your bank account or you just leave it in USD or you just leave it in like something, if you just keep going, expand, like you're not really like at what point?
Yeah.
At what point do you stop? Like you've got to go, okay.
Yeah.
So I want, I want 10 Pega. And then after I get 10, I'm going to start doing, you need to sort of implement something where you can sort of, as it goes up and when it goes down, you are like, playing the game. You're taking things out, you're taking profit as you go, whether that's at all-time high, you're selling a Hoz Pacer for 3,000 USD or whether you're selling it like right now for whatever. Like,
that's right.
If selling it for 1,000, say the market dropped, like you've got to sort of play the game and understand that all the breeding costs and all the sale prices are pretty relative. Like if if they're not, wait a few days and they will sort of correct. That's just how the economics sort of work.
Yeah.
But yeah, like taking it as you go, doing things like you say, like if it is super volatile, just wait. Like
100%. And the game allows you to do that. Like the game allows you to play any type of market. So it was just pumping. Cool. A lot of people are doing what they do. Now it's slowly correcting. I think we're going to have another pump soon. But it just allows you. But like with anything you do, and I learnt this from Corey, it's like on the way up because it's very easy to scale in this game. Yeah. You can scale. Like I've got almost 95 Pega.
Ooh, flex on them.
No. But I scaled. But it was so easy just to keep scaling. I could have scaled. But I'm like, no. Otherwise I'm doing all this for nothing if it just crashed. You know what I mean? I could have taken the profit. If it crashed, it's not bad. I could just wait until, I could just sell stuff anyway. But I'm like, no, I'm going to take it on the way up. But it's an investment. It's not a game. Like, it's real money.
Yeah, that's what you got to remember too. Yeah. It's easy to be like, just do quick sales and be like, I'll just sell it. Like, sometimes I've been caught myself out doing that too. Like, I've been going to sell a Pega. But why am I selling? Like, I could breed this. There's a pair there. Like, I bred like male and female, and then randomly I'm just putting the female in them. Like, I don't need like.
Yeah, I need that. I need that for next time.
Yeah, I will need that. And if you like actually just
you get caught up in it, bro.
Yeah, like you're playing the game, but you're not playing the game. Yeah, it's like I'll just sell and make it, but then you don't realize like actually I'll in 3 days if once this can breed, once it's off its baby cool down, whatever you want to call that.
Yeah.
We're on.
That's right. What made me sell last time, and I think we'll wrap it up soon.
Yeah.
So Corey, obviously our mate, and he's the co-founder of this game. I kind of asked him a question the other day. I was like, "Hey man, I've got this. What would you suggest you do?" And he didn't even give me an answer. He just gave me a sentence, and he said, "The people that actually made money on PEGAXY, which was the other game, is the people that sold SLP, which is their utility token. Right. So equivalent to us selling Viz.
Yeah.
Because he's like, you can get so caught up and expand.
Yeah.
Where some people were like at thousands of PEGAXYs, and then it just tanks, and then you're like, well, I've got nothing to show for that except 1,000.
Yeah.
So those words stuck with me, and I decided just to sell out. So, any way you decide to go, it can work.
Yeah.
It's definitely a great game. I would not we would not have started kind of talking about it if it wasn't something that we truly believe in.
fully. Yeah, if it was not worth it, like we'd just be talking. Yeah. 100%.
So, is there anything else you want to touch on, man? And then
no, not really. It's just like sort of those that sort of listened in last week. Obviously, we went a little bit more in depth this week. We will be getting Corey, the co-founder, on next week, who's going to talk
big
a
episode.
little bit more.
Look forward to that.
Yeah, talk a little bit more on like the economics of the game, what makes people stay, what makes it grow, sort of how things, the ecosystem of you know how it runs, and just get his perspective on that.
Yeah.
But if you're still on the fence, like do your research. Don't just sort of, you know, obviously listen to us. We're here doing this because we're trying to help you.
Correct.
But do your own research as well. Everything's a risk, so obviously my number one advice would be don't put in anything that you're not really willing to lose. You can obviously make money, and if that's basically it. Like,
yeah, sweet.
Anything else you want to say?
No, that's it. So, that's it. Thanks, guys, for listening. If you guys got any questions, shoot it down below in the YouTube comments. We will answer you guys. We want to be super open with you guys. We want to be transparent with you guys. We're not above anyone here. Honestly, we don't even know too much about crypto in general. We only know and we only speak of our experience, and I think that's more powerful than just researching and talking crap without actually experiencing it. So,
100%.
Thanks for your time, guys, and we'll see you next episode.
Peace.
Peace.